Oh, it's working. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There it is. It's over this time this way. It's me. It's Paul Carpenter. It's morning. It's breakfast. It's time. It's thing. We're doing it. I'm starting in 5 seconds. This one's called Other People's Worries Are Not Yours. And I start in 5 seconds. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. My friends, my name is Paul Carpenter, and this is called Other People's Worries Are Not Your Own. And it goes something like this. Have you ever had someone in your life who constantly asks you what you're doing with it? Like, hey, what are you doing with your life? Like, why are you just like doing nothing? God. And it's a very kind of like negative approach to trying to help. And it's not that they're not happy, beautiful people. Good morning, Jessica. It's not that they're not loving. It's just that they may not know how to approach you. And so many times what happens is they will say to you, hey man, what are you doing with your life? And you're like, well, I'm just living. I don't know why there has to be some kind of agenda to the location or the thing that I'm supposed to do. I'm living my life. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't need less or more or want less or more. And I can't explain this enough to people. I've tried to explain this so many times. And people are like, well, then you like to be broke. No, it's not about being broke. It's not about not having. It's about not needing. Oh, God. Listen, when you get to a point in your life where you don't have and you haven't had, then you recognize how much having is worthless. Because what happens is the things that you have end up owning you. And then you end up stuck in a certain location or a certain place, and you call that your home. And you call that your location of staying, whatever you want to call it. And then you end up staying in that place and not leaving. You end up getting stuck to certain kinds of people, mentalities, and thought processes that are only that which you enjoy. You're in your own resounding chamber of listening to what other people tell you that you think is okay. And as long as you stay within that comfort, what are you getting? What are you growing? You're not. You're not growing. What you're doing, on the other hand, is holding on to belief systems and ideas that were once working for you, and they probably still work for you, but that doesn't mean that you're not growing. And if you're not growing, then what are you doing here? If you're not reading and looking for more information, if you're not searching to become a better human being, then what are you doing here? Because having a house or having a car or having money doesn't make you a better person. It just lets you know that society will allow you to agree with you that you did okay. But what did you really get out of it? Who did you become as a person? Did you help your mother? Did you help your father? Did you help your sister, your cousin, your uncle, your friends? Or were you just a selfish person that only wanted for themselves and only wanted to help themselves? And then really, when you're asking the person, what are you doing with yourself? It's really you asking, what is it that you're going to do so that you don't have to depend on me? And the real answer here, unfortunate but truth, is that we all depend on each other. One way or another, there is always a dependency. There's the dependency of an owner of a company that depends on the person coming to work. Because if that person doesn't come to work, then that guy who owns the business doesn't have an employee anymore, doesn't have a business. So we all depend on each other in one way, shape, or form to live. Now the question is, do you want to depend on someone else, or do you want someone else to depend on you? That's the question. Now, if you don't want to have anybody depend on you, right, and you don't want to have responsibilities, that's on you. Live your life. Do your thing. Now, many times people will be like, hey, wait a second, bro. Listen, let me tell you something. If you don't have responsibilities in your life, then you're not living a full life. I disagree completely, but that's my own point of view. I'm not asking you to live like me. My life is not one for most people to live. Most people don't understand how I even get along one day at a time. So the answer I'm going to give, which I've given many years now, is what's called faith-based life. Live your life in faith that God will always take care of you. And if you stay in that mindset, then you have nothing to worry about. Even when you're homeless, even when you have nothing. Because guess what? If you truly love that which is your creator and this creation that you live within, what more do you need, my friends? What more do you really need? Have gratitude, compassion, and empathy for every single person in your life, and recognize, please recognize, that we all, every single one of us, deserve redemption. And with that, my friends, I wish you the best day in the world. Please go out into the world, do something nice for somebody else. And if you can't, do something nice for yourself. It does start with you. And number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff that's going on in this world. There's way too much crazy stuff going on. And number 3, please, if you would not mind, like, share, subscribe, send this out to his friend that needs to hear it. Because I love you so much. I love you so, so much. I will see you all on the other side.